Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge. Tonight let's take a look at Omarosa. She's been in the news a lot lately. Let's find out a little more what's going on with her, kind of the whole situation that's kind of exploded around her, and then find out what the cards have to say, what's going to be happening with her moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up the cards, and we'll be right back and get started. Alright, I've shuffled up the cards. Let's cut the deck. So what's gone on with her, the situation, what's crossing her. I'll lay out a few cards here and get the kind of the story going, and then we'll pull it together. Okay. Alright. So the first card to me speaks of a situation, things moving in a direction that she didn't expect. There was a lot of, this feels like a lot of tension and a lot of energy on her relationship at the White House, especially with General Kelly. But it feels like it took a turn that she wasn't anticipating, and it feels like the feeling is being caught off guard, not liking the direction that you're taking. And this is the card crossing it is like being, the image of the cat, of course, is playing with fire with a candle. It's like she bit off a little more than she could chew, and this feels like not being very careful, calculating, but not careful enough with sensitive materials or something that she was working on. She wasn't quite careful enough. But this card also feels like there will be more, possibly a little more coming out on that might help shed a little more light on it. But it's like she got herself in a little over her head, and things turned a direction she did not anticipate. This next card, the feeling I'm getting is like wanting to pursue your dreams or something important to you, but it feels elusive, like just not quite able to latch on to what you're after, like wanting something, but it's just beyond your grasp. That's the feeling I get with this. And this feels like this was actually, what happened was actually good for her, and she may not see that right now. I'm sure she doesn't, but where she needs to be, it was like her soul was taking a corrective measure to get her on her path that she needs to be on and should be on. And it feels like this that happened was kind of like a harsh correction, but she's being moved onto the path that she's supposed to be on. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes when it happens in a harsh way like that, it doesn't feel, it could feel like her world's falling apart or that she's being picked on, but in reality it's like a hard course correction. Sorry about the beep there, just ignore that. I think it's my smoke detector battery is dying and it's beeping over there, driving me nuts. Alright, sorry. I guess I'll be fixing that after this video. Alright, so what's underneath this? What led up to it? Now, this is like a destructive feeling, like pulling things apart or tearing something down, being part of something that is meant to tear something down. I get a strange feeling with her that perhaps she didn't have really good intentions or something. Like there's something about being part of a destructive force. Like you're sent in and to break something up or tear something down or be part of um and it's kind of like a getting a little bit of backlash for it, but um I think that's why she's on this course correct. It's like she's her her higher self, her soul is moving her in a different direction. And sometimes the universe uses these types of extreme measures if we're not on the, if we're going one direction and our soul is purpose is saying, I really am supposed to be over here. Sometimes those harsh course corrections happen. I feel like that's what's happening with her. But she was kind of on a destructive path, I think. That's what that's saying. Because the image is tearing something down. And that's not where that's not the best place for her to be, is in that role of tearing something apart. I hope it feels like there's more to that. That I don't know how else to explain that. That's just what I'm getting. All right. Okay. The High Priestess card. Now, so again, with the High Priestess reversed on the past position, is like this feels like she didn't make very wise choices. Like there was some things that she did or chose to do that were not really in alignment with truth or with her highest self or with her highest good. This feels like she was kind of aligned with some people that were maybe using her or trying to do something that was a little underhanded. But she made some bad choices. She's being course corrected, which is good. And this is the bridge. That playing with fire. She has a little bit of like a thrill seeker part of her personality. She likes to push the envelope and see kind of how far she can take something, how far she can go. It's a little bit devious, but kind of playful at the same time. I don't know that it's like malevolent or really bad. I'm not saying that. It's just like she likes to kind of push the envelope, see how far I can test something, or maybe she likes to kind of see what she can get away with, kind of thing, in kind of a little bit of a playful way. But sometimes those things can get you in hot water too. I think that may be what happened to her here. She pushed something a little too far. I don't think we're getting the whole story from the White House. I don't, they don't, I don't know, that to me this feels like a personnel matter, so I don't know that we're ever going to, know the ins and outs of everything that happened, but there just feels like there was a little overreach or daring on her part that kind of backfired on her a little bit. Yeah, I think the lesson for her was to, be a little more judicious and a little more careful. Anyway, all right. Last card, future card. Now, this is kind of a sad card. This is like feeling a little lost or a little like beat down or worn out, or it's like, God, it's like a letdown. Kind of, she may have a little bit of depression going after this. She may feel like, her world was ripped from her or whatever. I don't know what she's how she's going to process this, but it might take a little bit of time for her to kind of come out of it a little bit. But she could feel a little depressed for a few months, maybe feeling like, I think it's going to be hard for her to initially to let go of that victim mentality that might, I think she's going to feel like she was unfairly treated, that she didn't get what she deserved, and it's going to feel very much like that victim. And it's a vicious cycle. When you get in that cycle of being the victim, it can be really hard to get out of it. And it takes effort, and it takes a choosing to know that you can choose a better way to be in that. Because being in that cycle of victim is really a miserable place to be, and it eats at your soul, it eats at your heart. And so I hope that she can pull herself through that, and not stay stuck in that victim. I feel like it might take her a couple months though to process this whole thing. And but she may be looking at, I don't know if she's got trouble coming from this that's going to carry on, and maybe that's why the victim thing is kind of playing out. I get an image in my mind of like a whirlpool, or like one of those riptides or whirlpools where you get stuck and you can't pull yourself out. So anyway, I hope she can pull herself out of that. I should probably pull the next 4 just to see what we can see from these. Everybody see those okay? All right. So yeah, so this card is like a card of it's feeling sorrow, sadness, loss, frustration. The environment feels like, yeah, this is kind of an ending. This feels like an ending, and it is an ending for her in a big way. And she may feel quite picked on. And then she has the consequences card, and this is on the reversal in like what she's worried about. And I think she may have some real worries that as in terms of maybe there is some ramifications coming out with how she handled herself or handled materials that maybe she wasn't supposed to handle. Like that mishandling feeling with it. But that could really weigh heavy on her. She may have a little bit of legal issues with that going forward. Yeah, she kind of got herself in a little bit of a pickle. I think the best course of action, I don't, that's hard to say. I mean, this just feels like she's got a little bit of some ramifications, I guess is the best word. A little bit of blowback from her involvement. Could be a little bit of a legal issue, some legal trouble, could cause some problems for her. I think eventually she'll be able to reconcile and make sense of it all. But she will go a long way if she can pull herself out of that victim mentality and take some ownership over this whole process. That might mean needing to admit you're wrong, or admit where you might need to, make amends or course correct. But because I don't know. So I've found in my personal experience and with friends, if we don't stay humble and do those things, sometimes the universe makes those hard course corrections for us. So underneath it all, she's got the 10 of Seed. I think eventually this will turn out okay for her, but she might have to go through a little bit of some stuff first, making amends. I guess she might have to pay the piper, I guess, so to speak, for now. So anyway, wish her the best, but she's going to be in it for a little bit. That's what I see in the cards. Okay. All right. Thanks for stopping by my channel. If you liked it, leave a like. I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.